All right, we should be live on YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, we are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How are y'all doing? First of all, if anyone is able to chat here, if you're a channel member or moderator, can you please let me know if the audio and video sounds and looks good? My equipment got a little wet yesterday and I had to dry it up. I just want to make sure that we are rolling smoothly. I'm going to check one thing here real quick. I'll be right back. All right, we should be back live. It looks like my headset is still connected. No issues. What a day. What a day it's been so far. Oh, man. I got to tell you, when you're dealing with the medical industry, and I've known this for a long time because I have a life and health insurance license and a property and casualty insurance license. I used to sell, life and health, gosh, over 10 years ago for a little bit when I worked with farmers, and then I just went full-blown into property and casualty known as PNC. And I'll tell you, the healthcare industry is just so ridiculous, with the way they bill and the way they code things and what they cover and what they don't cover. And Don has very, very good health insurance, and so do I. And they cover pretty much most of everything. But sometimes, when you get certain services, if they're not coded properly by the billing facility, then they're not covered. And a lot of times, when something is not covered through insurance, can you folks hear me clearly and see me clearly? I want to make sure this sounds okay and looks okay. A lot of times, when insurance doesn't cover things, the facility will bill you to pay it out of pocket. In some cases, it can be thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, which most of us don't have laying around. That's why we have insurance, right? Okay, you would think, right? But what most people don't know is that, let's say that you were in the hospital for an emergency service, right? Emergency services are covered by your insurance. And anything that's done, if you're in the hospital 2 or 3 days, anything that happens while you're in that facility is covered under emergency services. But a lot of hospitals subcontract X-ray departments and certain types of injuries. They outsource them to other doctors. And then those doctors bill the insurance under their practice, which does not fall under emergency services, even though it was for emergency services, right? So then they put in the claim. The insurance company says, well, we're not going to cover this because you're an out-of-network doctor. No, F you. This is emergency services. And those doctors that are subcontracted to work in hospitals, which are typically used for emergency services, should already know, and their billing departments should already know, that those are emergency services, even if they're billed separately as a subcontractor. It happened while you were at the hospital for an emergency, right? So you have to, if you get those bills and you were in the hospital and they're trying to charge you for x-rays and extra stuff, what you need to do is contact that business or that particular doctor in their office and ask them to resubmit the claim and code it as emergency services, and the insurance carrier will cover it. Even if you're an out-of-network doctor, emergency services are covered, even for out-of-network doctors. AZ Prod, how you doing? Does it sound okay? Can you hear me okay today? And see me okay? I hope I'm sounding okay, dude. I'll be right back while you do that. Oops. All right, we should be back live. Can you hear me tapping? So we're back to normal. We're good. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened, AZ Prod. My equipment got really soaked yesterday, and I have it pretty much waterproof for the most part, but some water got in my earphones, and I have a dongle that allows me to charge my phone with an external battery and plug in a 3.5mm jack on the side. And it got a little bit of water got in there, and I had to dry it up. That's what was happening yesterday. So, I mean, these phones are water resistant, waterproof, however you want to say it. But even if a little water gets in there until it dries up, it won't function properly. But hey, here I am, and it's working. We've got 24 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Please smash the thumbs up and share this out. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm probably going to do a stream on this because I am a licensed insurance broker here in the state of California. I just renewed my licenses that are good through January of 2026. Been licensed for, I think, over 16 years now. So if there's somebody that knows insurance, it's me. And I have all licenses, property and casualty and life and health. And again, if you're dealing with issues regarding the medical industry, if you're getting billed for something that you feel should have been covered by your insurance, and you need a little friendly advice, reach out to me. But I'll probably do a specific video on this in the near future. It's probably going to go on the main channel. I may do it live. I may do it pre-recorded. I don't know, but I feel the need to really help people understand that sometimes when doctors bill you for something that your insurance said they couldn't cover, it's typically a billing coding error. And instead of paying thousands of dollars that you may not have, or depleting your savings for a rainy day to pay a bill that your insurance should cover, reach out to me and I'll share with you how you can more than likely get it covered. You have to have that particular doctor's office resubmit the claim. And if it was regarding emergency services, if you're in the hospital and you got other services like x-rays and other services that hospital subcontracts to their doctors, and they bill through their office instead of the hospital, the insurance company's not going to know it's an emergency service. For you staying in the hospital for a few nights, they'll cover that as emergency services. But if you have other work done while you're there based on your emergency and they subcontract those doctors, even if it's done on the same property of the hospital, it's typically billed by those subcontracted doctor's office, and they don't code it as emergency services. You got to be real careful. I wonder how much money this has cost people and has saved the insurance companies, because they don't tell you this stuff. You have to figure it out on your own. And I've known about this because I've been in the industry for over 16 years. Let me see. Let me wait here a second. Somebody's letting their dog pee-pee over there. I'm going to wait and come around this other way. What a difference a day makes. The storm has passed. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain Wednesday late morning, and I believe a little bit on Thursday, and then we're going to be in the clear. We're going to have sunny weather for like 6 or 7 days, then the rain will come back. But I believe the storm that's coming up in a couple weeks is not going to be like this one. But all is good. And by the way, when I was telling you folks last night that our power went out at about 4:30 p.m. yesterday, it was estimated that it would be back at 8:30. PG&E updated their website and said that power would not be restored until 5:39 p.m. Pacific time tonight, which it's not even that time yet. But at 10:30 this morning, the power came back. So we didn't have, Dawn and I didn't have power overnight. And I've got like, 6 30,000 milliamp power banks. And Dawn has a nice Samsung tablet. And we just, used, her cell phone to hotspot the tablet. And we had power banks plugged into everything, my phone, her phone, the the tablet, and we were running Hulu all night because we like to sleep with the TV on in the background, right? Holy Moses. I got to back up and show you what happened here. Holy Moses. I got to back up. I mean, look at this. Wow. Whoa, man. Whoa, Nelly. Oh, man. I feel like I'm walking like in the middle of the woods. Everything used to be the woods until man built over it, right? I forgot what I was saying now, but give me a second. I'll remember where I left off. But anyway, enough insurance talk. I think I said it all. So today, we're going to be talking about don't be afraid to be your real self on YouTube. Don't be afraid to be your real self on YouTube. A lot of people seem to think that they have to be something that they're not, show up a certain way, or maybe not show their face, or maybe not use their name, right? So many creators out here on YouTube have tried so many strange ways, in my opinion, they're strange ways to get attention, grow a channel, and to make money. And I'm coming out here today to say that the best way to grow is to be your real authentic self, because I see a shift coming on the internet. I've been talking about this a little bit during some past streams, but I'm going to go into more details, more detail on what I feel is going to be happening, right? We all know we had Web 1.0, and then Web 2.0 was when we started getting, videos and, more rich multimedia and streaming and stuff. That's Web 2.0. I don't know what the hell this guy's trying to do. Is he trying to pull into that spot in there? Or is he trying to exit over there? Alright, anyway, the truck back there was trying to fit into that small driveway. Maybe that's his house. That's a really tight spot to back into. And then people are trying to come in at the park, and I'm trying to walk by, and it is what it is, right? 27 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. 2 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up, and please share this out. So, I've been doing this for over 6 years now. And I've always been my real self 100% of the time, right? I've always, shown my face and used my real name. Have I made some mistakes, right? Did I stretch the truth on a few things? I'm not going to lie. Initially, I did stretch the truth on a few things because I wanted to protect my family and protect, where I live to protect my family and all that. So I'm going to be transparent and say, yeah, I did stretch the truth, not because I feared the truth coming out. It was because I was trying to protect my family from all these crazy people that I encountered out here. But it didn't make a difference. So, it is what it is. And one of the main reasons why I feel people are not being themselves or being their real selves on YouTube is because they're afraid of people doxing them. They're afraid of people attacking them or their family or their employer and stuff like that. And while those are all valid complaints, if you really want to make something out of yourself out here on YouTube especially, that's the field you're playing on, right? That's the ball game you're playing. That doesn't mean you have to pretend to be somebody you're not, just because if you're your real self, it leaves you vulnerable to the dumb shit of grown-ass adults that are acting like little babies, right? Right? I was watching a video earlier today on the Think Media channel. It was released on I believe the main Think Media channel run by Sean Cannell. If you haven't subscribed to Think Media, unpaid endorsement, Sean Cannell runs a great business, shares a lot of honest and great tips on his YouTube channels. One is Think Media with over 2 million subscribers, and then he has Think Media Podcast channel, which has like a couple 100,000 subscribers. And in their video today, they had the biggest YouTuber on the planet, Mr. Beast. If you don't know who Mr. Beast is, then you haven't been around YouTube enough. And if you're if you claim to be a YouTuber and you don't know who Mr. Beast is, then you're not a real YouTuber, because you're not paying close attention to what's happening on the platform that you're a part of, right? And Mr. Beast was saying that you're not going to grow after one video. You're not going to get any views after one video. You may not get any views after 10 videos. You may start getting a few views after your first 100 videos, right? I agree. And then Mr. Beast was saying that, you're not going to really make enough money or grow big enough to sustain it in many cases until after doing it for 10 years. And when I heard the biggest YouTuber on the planet that has well over 100 million subscribers, gets millions of views, sometimes tens of millions of views per video, makes lots of money, when I heard him say that, knowing that when Mr. Beast first started doing YouTube, his first 5-6 years, he didn't get anywhere. It took him many years to get to where he's at, right? So when he said, for most people, they're not going to start seeing any real results until they've done it for about 10 years. And I'm at the 6.5 year mark, right? That's because Mr. Beast is real. He's his real self. His name is Jimmy. He shows his face, right? And he creates fun entertainment videos, right? And he's a decent, down-to-earth dude, right? He's his real self. He's not pretending to be something he's not. He actually enjoys creating the content that he creates, right? But he didn't grow right away. It took him many years to do it. Just like myself, like I said, I've been doing this for 6 years. And I have an okay following, but it's not, at this point, it's not big enough to sustain making a living off of it. This is just an additional income source at this point, right? But, what really, I'll tell you this, I'm going to be real honest here today, okay? What really inspired me to do this video, and I'll mention this creator because I may start doing some streams with him every now and then once again. I saw a video that Hot Facts with Robert Reese did, I think 3 or 4 days ago. I've not been paying attention to much drama or anything. I've been doing my own thing, been spending time with my girlfriend Dawn. We've been dealing with her doctors and health stuff, and I've just been focusing on positivity. And I'm not saying I want to go down a negative route, but I saw this video that Hot Facts with Robert Reese did, and he was basically talking about another, I'm not even going to call this person a content creator or a YouTuber, because this person to me is a big joke, right? Even though he thinks I'm a big joke, right? Even though this guy talks about me all the time, and he's like massively obsessed with like trying to prove that he's better than me. And I'm like, whatever, dude. If you feel you're better than me, then so be it. Then congratulations. I'm happy for you. You want me to validate that you're better than me so you can just leave me alone and leave other people alone? I mean, and I'm not going to mention who he is. People know who he is if you've been following my story. But for the other people, it's for example purposes, right? So I kind of talked about this the other day, but Robert Reese was talking about it too. But he actually mentioned the guy by name and shared the guy's original video where, he was talking about what Robert Reese was responding to, right? And he was saying to this guy, this is the guy that's known me for like 5 years, has been trolling me for like 5 years, and is massively obsessed with me. I'm just sharing this for example purposes, right? Robert was saying, oh, this guy in like 13 months, got over 100,000 subscribers. And he's getting a silver play button, and he hasn't shared his secondary channel that he started. He started like a faceless channel without using his name. And basically, what Robert Reese, I haven't seen the original video, and I don't care to, because I really don't care about any content this guy creates. It's a big joke, right? But Robert Reese was saying that this guy created a nameless and faceless channel, and he's getting a silver play button for reaching over 100,000 subscribers in like 13 months or so. But he's not going to show. He's going to cover up the name of the channel when he shows his silver play button, because he wants his channel to be organic. He doesn't want anyone to know about the channel, right? And then Robert Reese was saying, he said that this guy, Robert Reese said this guy did this because he wants to prove to me that you can easily grow a YouTube channel not even using your face. Well, first and foremost, I really don't give a shit about, how people grow and this and that. And, people can, create their own channel and build their success, and I'm happy for them, right? And even if what this guy has been saying is legitimate, which I know it's not, we all know it's not. We all know this guy has a history of fabricating stuff because he feels the need to try to flex up on everyone. And I don't care to flex up on anyone. I don't care to compete with anyone, including him, right? This is not a competition for me. I'm out here to collaborate and help people. I'm not here to compete, right? And if it would make this guy feel better for me to come out and say, hey, dude, you're a better man than me, then take it out of my mouth and move on. You got your validation, now move on, right? And This is a guy that's come out in the past and said, I've made millions of dollars, I got this, I got that, whatever. Whatever. If you have all that, congratulations. If you don't, then why would you feel the need to come out here and try to pretend to show off on YouTube? Right? What does that actually do? Right? What does that actually do? Does that make him feel better? Does that make him feel like he's important? Whether it's true or not, who cares? Why would any man try to flex up that much? Typically, men only do that when they're lacking what they're trying to prove they have that they don't actually have. But I want to take it one step further here, right? Okay? You know, this guy could be his real self. Now, again, I'm not associating with this guy. I don't care to associate with him or anyone from his group of people. Right? But I don't wish harm upon anyone, including him. And all I'm saying is, if this guy were to just be his real self and not fabricate stuff, he would have a bigger following and could probably make something out of the stuff out here on YouTube. Out of himself on here on YouTube. It's hilarious when people compete with people that aren't competing with them. Insecurity at its finest. You're right. Yeah, and I mean, look, I'm not even trying to criticize this guy, but he's very insecure. Right? Either that or he's just so, maybe he has millions and doesn't need to work, and he's so bored because he doesn't need to work to make money that he needs to troll on YouTube or make stuff up on YouTube just to get people to talk about him and react. Hey, TFT Rurik, how you doing, bro? It's been a while. I think you did a ride along on your channel the other day, right? I gotta catch up on some of your stuff, but all right, we are back live. We are back live. Sorry about that. My screen froze up, so I had to take it off the screen and refresh it. Now we're back. AZ Prod, we're good. TFT Rurik, we're good. Yeah. Anyway, TFT Rurik, I see you're doing some ride-alongs and stuff. I got to catch up with your content. And I may be reuniting with Hot Facts with Robert Reese to do some occasional, debate shows. Non-drama. Nothing related to the past trolling group and stuff like that. Of course, they're going to be trolling Robert's chat, and he's going to let them troll, and that's fine. But I'm not going down that route. And if people come on the panel that want to create ad hominem attacks, I'll just say, look, I'm not here to talk about ad hominem attacks. I'm here to talk about the topic. You're here to bash me in ways that are irrelevant to the conversation and the topic. So, I'm not going to respond to you. I'm going to take the mature approach, right? That's how I'm going to handle it, right? And let these guys come on here on these panels and look like fools when they lose their emotional shit. Now, I learned my lesson losing my emotional shit on this platform years ago when I first came on, trying to fight guys like this, right? But I realized shortly after a few times of losing my emotional shit, then you do become the lol cow they're talking about, right? Right? If you react to these guys on panels and do dumb stuff that they can make content about you for days, weeks, months, and years, right? Then you are a lol cow. And I didn't want to be that. So I learned the game and I learned how to flip it. Just me rambling while working. Now that's cool, dude. Raw and unedited, mostly just going about my day, talking with whoever, whenever. That's awesome, dude. How is DoorDash and Uber Eats? You're doing Uber as well, right? How's DoorDash and Uber still doing in your area? Are you still doing quite well out there in the Fresno area, man? Or have you seen some changes? I know DoorDash keeps changing stuff. I keep hearing that. I still have the app. I still look at it. I think they're going to make biometrics on the DoorDash app widely available very soon, which is going to really, really cut the illegals out when they have to verify their fake accounts with biometrics, with facial recognition biometric style, That's gonna, whoo, man, that's gonna be a wake-up call. When everything's gonna require biometrics one day, just getting there, then you're not gonna be able to have any illegals working for you. At least digitally, they're gonna have to be off the books. Which you can't do DoorDash and Uber off the books. It's all digital. It's a digital app. Although my last video I did say a few things about future possible content ideas, still make 1K a week. Oh, that's not bad, dude. I remember when I was doing it between Uber and DoorDash, I only made over 1K 2 weeks out of the almost 4 months I did it. And then I averaged around 500-600 a week after that. I wasn't willing to take crappy orders, and lose money to make $1,000. But you're in a good market, and gas is a little cheaper out there than it is in the Bay Area. Not much, but it is a little bit cheaper, and the cost of living is a little bit cheaper out there. So you're in a good spot for that, man. Keep it going, man. I wish you nothing but the best. God bless you. But anyway, so, my whole thing is, if this guy or any other guy that creates similar content, and there are a lot of men that come out on YouTube and they try to flex their muscles and they try to say, oh, I make more money than you, my girlfriend's hotter than you, my car is better than you, I own a house and you don't, right? I got $1 million in the bank. What do you have? Let's trade bank statements. Like, do you hear this shit? Right? Give me 1 second. I just wanted to respect that guy. He was walking by. I mean, do you hear how that sounds? How pathetic does that sound, right? Even if you have all of those things, legitimately, which most people that try to flex their muscles don't have that, right? Maybe some do, but even if you have all those things, why do you feel the need to show it off? Sad individuals, right? Right. And a lot of these men that behave this way are either married or have a girlfriend they live with, right? And I can't also understand how any woman would put up with this type of behavior that's not masculine at all. Right? I'm just keeping it real. I'm not trying to attack anyone. I'm just keeping it real. It's not masculine behavior, right? Let's see the difference in the creek today from yesterday. Still flowing. Not as fast, but it's still flowing. Now let's switch back to, let me wait for these people to go. AZ Prod says, if the women know their husbands act like fools online and accept it, then they are just low value women. You're right. And the funny thing is, I'm not targeting this at any one particular person or people. So don't get all triggered because I say this. AZ Prod is right. Any woman that puts up with a man like that is a low value woman. You got no self-worth, no self-love, and you've settled for a piece of garbage because that's how you see yourself. If you're going to settle for a piece of garbage man, then that's exactly how you see yourself as a woman. No disrespect intended. It's the truth. And if this triggers you, then you know it's the truth, right? If this triggers you, then you know it's the truth, right? The truth hurts, right? AZ Prod, I am so happy that you and I have connected, because you're able to fill in the missing gaps, the missing links, as I'm sharing my stories here. That's why I look forward to having you on the executive team of Modern Man Resources and the Genuine Networking Association and the nonprofit and all that down the road. I think you're going to make a huge difference regarding, modern social issues. And it's going to help both men and women, because if we can start to really, truly help men learn to better show up being actual men, it'll help the women as well, right? But that's you know what, AZ Prod, you gave me a good idea. See, I listen to the people. I listen to people that share feedback that's not considered an ad hominem attack. I look forward to it, my friend. Absolutely. 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 Come over here. Give me a second here. So anyway, I forgot where I was going to go with the last part, but let's continue here. So let's go back and share my thoughts about Hot Facts with Robert Reese. And I say this respectfully, Robert. I've always thought that you're a great YouTuber. You have a great presence. You show your face. You use your real name. You create content regularly, right? I think you're a good host. You have a good voice, etc. You have a good presence, right? My only thing is, I think that what's holding Robert back from really taking off is feeding into things that are only going to make the matters worse, right? Than make the matters better. Because let me tell you this, Robert, respectfully, right? Because when we do our shows, and I'll reach out to you over the next few days, I've got that's a little dog. Person driving by had the window open on the right side. The dog was like little mini dog was barking at me. Woo, woo, woo. I'm just minding my own damn business. Oh God, man. Nobody likes me, not even the dogs, right? I'm such a piece of crap that not even the dogs driving by like me, right? They can smell my negativity, huh? I'm just messing with you folks, right? AZ Prod is laughing. Yeah. Yeah, so you see, Robert, learning what I'm about to share with you is what helped me, go from an okay YouTuber to, a good YouTuber. I'm not going to say I'm a great YouTuber because I haven't reached that status yet. But I think I'm a good YouTuber. Before I was just an okay average. Now I think I'm a good YouTuber, and I'm striving to be a great YouTuber, right? I'm always striving to get better, right? But before I got to the level of where I'm at, I was responding to certain people, just like you respond to this one guy. And responding to people like that, in general, are a waste of air. There's no value there. There's nothing to leverage. What are you going to leverage by responding to him? Now, your audience may watch the video, but what other audience is going to watch the video? City of Redwood City is here, and they're doing some cleanup today. Who cares about some no-name YouTuber that's been trolling and attacking me for years and has a small audience of maybe 20 to 30 consistent haters of mine? Is it really worth making an entire video talking about a YouTuber like that is unknown and probably will never be known because of how he shows up or doesn't show up on YouTube, right? See, right now, me even talking about this without mentioning his name, this is getting it's getting his rocks off. He loves it when we talk about him even without mentioning his name, right? But again, I'm not going to, at least people that are new here are not going to know about it. So he's not going to grow off of me. Now, there are people that know who I'm talking about that have been around for a while, but they already know about him, so he's not going to gain shit from me. But you talking about him, he's going to gain from you, and guess what? You're going to get nothing. You see, guys like that create the most obscure, fabricated garbage content have nothing to take. They have nothing to leverage. It's one-sided. It's one-sided. It's one-sided. And here's another thing, which more so coincides with the topic. The majority of people that are the Coach Eli haters that support this guy, primarily when he or anyone else talks about me, right? These are anonymous people that either don't have a YouTube channel or have an anonymous YouTube channel. None of these people... See, when you and I start doing our shows again, Robert, you're going to have a bunch of nameless and faceless people coming in your chat that are never going to super chat you or become a member or anything like that, right? And I really wish that you would understand that. And I'm really trying to help you. I'm really trying to help you. And I'm really trying to set up the stage for our debates, if we do these debates, or who knows, maybe we bring back the podcast again, Robert. Maybe we do it that way. But if we're going to do that, Robert, if we're going to do that, we got to focus our time on things that are worth our time. We got to focus on working with people where it's mutually beneficial and not just one-sided. You might end up getting an extra 20 or 30 people in the box having me there. And those are going to be the trolls and haters, including the guy you talked about. He'll be there trolling on multiple accounts. He'll be there trash-talking my woman still and trash-talking me in the same ways, right? Is that valuable to you? Is that worthy of your time and financial investment? I'm in the middle of the swamp here. Look at this. We got really, really drenched last couple of days. It was just really, really coming down. But I was prepared for it. And I was just saying, in the basement area, Don and I live in the in-law unit in the third floor of the house. And there's actually a fourth floor, which is the basement, right? And you can actually go out to the basement. It's like almost like being outside, but there is a covering over it, right? And that's where the dogs go shit and piss when it's cold and raining. And that area is subject to flooding. And I wanted to figure out a way to build a bridge so the water can go underneath the tarp so the dogs can still go out there and, pee and poo without stepping on mud and tracking mud back into the house, right? And I'm proud to say that my tarp worked perfectly. I got this 16 mil heavy duty silver tarp. It almost looks like cement, and layered it. And then I put a couple of thinner tarps below that. Got some duct tape, created this bridge, and it diverted the water off to the side, and then it went out the other way, and just it was beautiful, right? And that's what men do. Men. I'm not saying women can't do this. They just really, most of them don't enjoy doing this. If you enjoy doing this, ladies, more power to you. It's all good. No disrespect intended. But this is what makes a man a man. Men like to figure shit out. We like to find solutions to problems, right? It used to be back in the days, men try to solve problems and women create all the problems, right? Remember that, AC Prod? Now, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying because, women respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And, when you're younger as a man, you don't understand why sometimes women overreact. You say they overreact for no reason. And until we realize that there is a reason, it's just we don't know what reason it is. We don't know what they're going through. Women react to how they feel in the present moment, right? You could take them to a $100, $200 dinner. Very true, brother. You can take them to a $200 dinner, right? And on the way home, they get a stomach ache, and then they're all like pissed off about something, right? And when you're younger, you're like, what the hell? I just spent $2. Now I'm not even going to go home and get laid because my woman has a tummy ache. Like, damn, right? But as you get older, you're like, oh, I understand. That's just normal. That's how women are, right? But this is what makes a man a man. We men love to solve problems, even problems that their women have. Because when you're with a woman, her problems are your problems, and your problems are her problems. But don't make me get too far into this. But you know what I'm saying, right? AZ Prod, less than 1 week away from the Super Bowl, brother, in Las Vegas. This is the week where they're going to play that 49ers song that the Niners of the 80s used to sing. You'll hear it. We're the 49ers. We will fight you till we will rock you till we win the fight. Something like that. We've got the power, got the heart. We've got the soul. I'm sure they'll play that song all week, at least here in the Bay Area. And if I can find it on YouTube, I'll share it on my community wall. They would only play that song once they recorded it after they won their first Super Bowl. They would only play it when the Niners would make it to the Super Bowl. God, I can't get enough of this house, man. This is beautiful. These people are driving by and they're looking at, they're like in awe. It's like, wow, this is the 49er Palace here, man. Look at that dude. Dawn loves sports, so if I ever did this shit, she would actually love it. But there are a lot of women that would not appreciate this, man. Wow, man. Rally Saturday, 7 p.m. I got to do my walk later that night. Maybe I'll come out here and broadcast the 49er rally from the house. From the 49er house. The biggest 49er fan on the planet right here in Redwood City, California. AC Prod, one more lap or should I call it quits after 2? I know what your usual answer is, man. Real quick, folks, once again, most of the streams here on Coach Eli 2 that I do on my own are going to be members-only live chats, such as this one. You will need to have at least a $2.99 members-only live chat package to chat here, or moderators are free. If you're going to become a member, might as well join at the $4.99 level, because I will be doing occasional members-only live streams with Dawn, my girlfriend Dawn, and there are no freebies regarding that for moderators. YouTube doesn't allow that, at least at this point. So get the $4.99 package. Dawn and I, we were going to go live over the weekend and possibly today, but we've had a lot going on. She's had a lot of doctor's appointments. And, Dawn's dealing with a lot of stuff, and she's gone public on this too. She's also been going through menopause, dealing with hot flashes. So there's just a lot going on. So there are periods of time where, after Dawn and I are working on some stuff around the house and doing things, she's really tired, and I don't want to push her to do a show. But we're hoping by this Friday or Saturday, we'll do our next members only live stream, and we're probably going to do it from the studio, not even from the couch. And Dawn has a new name suggestion for the show, especially the ones we do from the studio, and I'll share more about that another time. Maybe we'll talk about that when we do our next show. So get your $4.99 channel membership. That'll allow you to chat here on these publicly available streams that I do solo, but you need to have a channel membership of at least $2.99 to chat. But get your $4.99 membership so you can also watch the shows with Dawn and I. So again, more than likely Friday or Saturday. We've got appointments like every day this week through Thursday. Now, a couple of them are video appointments, but that still takes energy. So Friday, but more than likely Saturday, will be the next members only live stream with Dawn and I. All right. So anyway, thank you to the 26 people that are here. 3 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. And also, don't forget, subscribe to the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. I've been doing live streams over there. I've done I think 3 of them in the last week. I've been doing the in-studio live streams there solo by myself because I needed to get some content on the channel so I don't risk it getting demonetized for inactivity. So I'm going to continue doing live streams from the studio over on the main channel, probably for another 2.5 to 3 weeks. And then even the in-studio streams by myself will return back here to Coach Eli too. Now, as a special bonus, because I don't want everyone to, have to pay twice and become a channel member on the main channel, those streams I do on the main channel by myself are subscribers only chat with no waiting period. All you have to do is subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and you can chat immediately as long as you're not banned. So that is that. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue talking about, being yourself. Okay? Being your real self on YouTube, is going to benefit you in tremendous ways in the long run. Excuse me, give me a second here. I've been surfing YouTube lately, trying to find more real content. I've been looking for people that show their face, use their real name, and share stories about things they're passionate about. That's what I look for. I look for 3 things. Okay? I look for people that show their face. 1. 2, use their real name. 2, And number 3, they share their stories on whatever it is they're passionate about, right? Now, if you're just talking about a product or a service and you're not sharing how that product makes you feel or sharing your personal experience of using that product or service, then I'm not interested in that, right? I like hearing people's stories. I like hearing what people have gone through, what they've tried out, what's worked, what hasn't worked, right? I like hearing stories of how people initially failed and what they did to turn their failures into success based on learning from their failures, right? And it's really difficult to find content like that. It's really difficult to find content like that because all you're seeing is content on, another YouTuber quit YouTube this month. Like, since the beginning of the year, there's been this trend of people creating why major creators are quitting YouTube. Why is everyone quitting YouTube? It's like, do you want to be like everyone else, or do you want to be unique and stand out, right? See, a lot of people out here are basically doing what's called trend hopping. They're riding the wave of trending topics, right? Absolutely, there's so much fake, useless content. There is. It's a lot of waste, man. It's a waste of server space and bandwidth, bro. It really is. Right? It really is. And here's the thing. If you ride the wave of trending topics, then what is your purpose? What type of a YouTuber are you? What type of a creator are you? What makes your content unique? What makes yourself unique? Anyone and everyone can talk about trending topics and maybe get a fair amount of views on it one time, but what happens after that video? Are you going to be a trending topic chaser? Or are you going to create something that's unique to yourself that you have to offer this world? See, the reason why people ride the trending topic wave is because it's highly searchable on YouTube, right? Now, I've tried writing trending topics years ago. I tried doing 3 or 4 trending topics, and let me tell you something. You want to know where they got me? They got me jack shit. They got me 0, right? You got to get extremely lucky, right? And more so, if you're going to write a trending topic, the best time to do it is within 1 to 2 hours after the story breaks. And I'm not the type of YouTuber that sits in my office all day waiting for a trending topic to hit, Google, and then I quickly make a video on it and put it out. I can't. I could do that, but I just don't have the time and don't want to do that. That's not the way I want to invest my time, right? Trend hopping just isn't sustainable. No, it's not. No, it's absolutely not, right? And there are people out here I follow, like there's a guy called, his name is Jeremy, and he runs a channel called The Quartering. And I like Jeremy, even though he's conservative, I like him. But all Jeremy does is creates 5 videos a day on average regarding the latest trending topics. And the only reason why it works for him is because he built this channel that has over 1 million subscribers years ago. And there are times where he even says, even with the amount of subs he has and the changes at YouTube regarding their algorithm, sometimes he struggles to get the views he used to get, right? Like I've been saying since the beginning of the year, when I heard Sean Cannell from Think Media mention this too, 2024 is the start to the next wave of content creators. And that wave is the raw and real podcasters. Yeah, podcasters. People that can go live and run a show either by themselves or also bring guests on at times. A lot of those people really have no life. They know about everything as soon as it happens. You have to be babysitting social media news. Right, I'm not willing to do that, bro. And I don't know how. I like Jeremy from the Quartering. He's a good dude. And he's got a wife. I don't know how his wife puts up with that, because the dude's probably working at least 5 to 6 days a week all day. And he's probably really tired at the end of the day, right? Now, he probably makes really good money. And, you know, if his wife is understanding and, you know, she believes in his purpose and is just dealing with the amount of time he has to spend to make that money by making that content, sitting around all day waiting for the breaking news, then more power to them. That's cool. I respect her. Like, Dawn will support me in whatever I want to do. Dawn has never gotten in the way of my purpose, and she says she never will. And she said, that's what I loved about you from the very beginning, is your purpose of helping people, right? And doing the YouTube stuff, right? But I'll tell you this. On the flip side, even though Dawn would never get in the way of my purpose, I would never, ever do what Jeremy from the Quartering does. You know, even if Dawn was okay with it, I would never sit around for 10 to 12 hours a day in the office just waiting for trending topics and then creating videos and uploading videos and just not doing anything else. I couldn't do that, let alone to myself. But I wouldn't want to do that to Dawn or my family or anyone else, right? I think the wave of the future is exactly what Sean was saying. People creating raw and real content. People having conversations with other people. You know, what's old is new again. Okay? Now, Easy Prod, I know you're closer to my age, not quite, but you're closer to my age. And you were around before the internet really took off and all this stuff, right? So you know how it was when we were younger, right? When we were younger, before we even had the flip phone. Remember the flip phone cell phones? Remember the original cell phones were too expensive. They were like a big phone with a, you know, huge case to hold a big battery, right? Initially, we just had landline phones with no caller ID. The phone would ring, and you wouldn't know who it was. You'd pick it up and say hello, right? Because there was no caller ID. There were no cell phones, right? And if somebody was calling your house, you figured it was important, right? What happens nowadays? Private ID, block number. Oh, I'm not going to get that. Let the voicemail get it, right? Or if the caller ID shows up, oh, I'm not going to talk to that loser. They're going to keep me on the phone for an hour, right? And then, like, your mom or dad calls you. You see mom or dad. Hey, Cynthia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure that everything's still rolling smoothly. All right, we're back live. Everything's rolling well. Sounds still good, right? Easy Prod, Cynthia. LOL. You can't answer any calls from these. You can't answer any calls these days. Scammers and robocallers all day long. Right. Right. Well, even the scammers and robocallers are getting smart, but they still can't outsmart myself and Don. What they try to do is call you from a number that's the same as your area code and the same 3-digit prefix of your cell number. So that way they get you to think it's somebody real calling, right? But if you know their game, then you know to not pick up, right? Basically nowadays, if you don't recognize the number, just don't pick up. Let the voicemail get it, right? Or they can text you, right? But yeah, back in those days, no caller ID. You had to call the house. You had to talk to someone, right? Right? Like, if you were dating a woman and she had a roommate and they had one number, you'd call that number, right? Give me a second here. You'd call that number. And if the roommate picked up, you would say, let's say your girlfriend's name was Amy. May I speak with Amy, please? Who is this? This is Eli. And then anytime after that, when you would call, you would hope that it would be Amy picking it up, but it was usually the roommate. And it would feel like it was just really weird, but she just had to do it, right? Like you couldn't be afraid. You just had to, if you wanted to communicate with people, you had to actually make the effort to communicate. Nowadays, no one wants to talk. They want to text, email. They don't even want to meet up in person and be intimate. They want to have what's called cyber sex. That's horrible, right? It's like the way things are nowadays is funny, you know? My good friends at the Redwood City Police Department are out here. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I think what people are really craving is a blast from the past, which is what I'm trying to say. Real, authentic conversation. And that's the trend you're going to see moving forward on YouTube. The days of the wild, wild west of YouTube are done. Now, I'm not saying that people are going to stop trolling on YouTube. They won't. But the days of extreme trolling are done, because more and more people that have been trolled and survived trolling, like I have for years, are coming out here and speaking out on it. And we're helping other people learn to understand it quicker than we did. So that way it makes, the trolls less effective, right? Because the more positive people that have experienced trolling can come out and speak on it and prepare other people, so when they get trolled, they know how to handle it better than I initially did, or other people that have been trolled initially did. That's gonna start to shut down the trolling, right? So you're looking at YouTube. YouTube has been around almost 20 years. And we've had this trolling stuff happening for almost 20 years, right? Now, it got worse when YouTube launched live streaming about 10 years ago, right? It started getting worse, right? But trolling's been around for almost 20 years on YouTube, maybe longer on the internet. Do you not think in 20 years enough people are going to go through what I went through and speak up on it? And then, again, it's going to be less effective. Because I'll tell you this. Everywhere I go, if I ever see people getting trolled on YouTube, whether it's on a pre-recorded video or live stream, I will reach out to that person and help them free of charge. I'll comment and I'll email them if there's an email available, and I'll share with them, hey, I've been through the same thing. Reach out to me. Let's talk briefly, because you shouldn't leave YouTube. Just ignore these people. I've got your back. I know you don't know me, but I've been through everything you've been through. I can relate to what you're going through, right? So the more and more people that go through these things, and the more and more people speak out to stop this stupidity in positive ways, it basically renders itself useless at some point. At some point, trolling is going to be either not effective at all or a lot less effective than it once was. That's part of my goals, or part of my goal, of helping men and also women through the business I do out here and through the future organizations I create, even the Modern Man Resources and the nonprofit that I create in the future, primarily for men, but will also help women. This is part of what we're going to truly help people work through and make the internet a better place, a safer place, right? We're going to educate people on the things that you can't learn going to school. We're going to educate you on the things that YouTube will come out and say, just ignore trolls, but they don't do a deep dive into how to ignore them. How do you stop them from doing what they're doing? They're not going to come out and say, hey, you got to be strong and just ignore and understand that these people are insecure, they're weak-minded, they're immature, many of them are mentally and emotionally unstable, right? And many of the people that troll you, they troll you because they wish they could be you. They troll you because they wish they could be you, and they actually like you. Because no one in their right mind is going to constantly harass someone on YouTube unless they like them or want to be like them, right? Another thing, real quick. Going back to Hot Facts with Robert Reese, we're going to be going off the air in about 5 minutes or so, folks. I'm on the final lap here. We are at 72 minutes, an hour and 12 minutes. One more thing regarding the Hot Facts with Robert Reese video reply he did to some guy that's been trolling me for years out here. He's the guy that says, oh, I got 100,000 plus subscribers in 13 months, and I'm getting a silver play button, but I'm not going to show the name of the channel because it's a nameless and faceless channel I built in this way because I wanted to prove to Eli that I can grow a channel faster than him and that I'm better than him and I can do it without even showing my face and this and that, right? And I had a point to make regarding this, and I lost my train of thought again. Oh, yeah. I now remember the point I was going to make, right? Another thing Robert mentioned that this other guy mentioned in this video or his live stream or whatever, right? Is that, I did all this because I wanted to prove this to Eli that it's real easy to grow a YouTube channel, right? I think that dog is out again tonight. Oh boy, I gotta watch it. and I'm watching Robert's video. I was watching it earlier this morning. AZ Prod says, last I heard he had like 18K subs or something. Maybe he bought 80K subs, or it is a total lie. Well, have you actually been on that guy's channel? Or is this just speculation, what you're hearing? Hey, Alex, the Beer Master. Good afternoon and evening, Eli. It's evening here too, bro. Hope you're doing well and appreciate you. Appreciate you too, Alex, the Beer Master. How's it going, brother? Welcome to the show. We'll be going off the air really soon. Got to go run a few errands after this and then go home and eat dinner with Dawn. Maybe have a brief date night, and who knows, I might come back and do another show from the studio. If I do that, it'll be on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. AZ Prod says, no, I've never seen it, just heard about it. Well, you know, there's a famous phrase going around lately that says, trust but verify, right? Or give people the benefit of the doubt, like I say, until they give you a reason to not give them that benefit, right? Or to no longer give them that benefit, right? Listen, AZ Prod. If this guy had a 100K plus subscriber channel, number one, he would put his face all over it. And he would show off a real silver play button. Now, for me, if I ever get a silver play button, I'm not saying that I wouldn't display it and show people, but I wouldn't do it to show off. I would just show it as a celebratory moment. As a celebratory moment to thank my subscribers and my supporters for making this possible. But the fact that Robert was saying that this guy did all this, which I'm not buying unless I see this channel and hear his voice on it. I'm not buying a thing, right? But regardless, who am I to this one man that he feels the need to prove to me he's a better YouTuber than me, even if he is a better YouTuber than me? I really don't care, because again, I'm not in competition with anyone, including him. I will collaborate with people that I deem worthy of collaborating with and deem me as worthy of collabing with, but I'm not here to compete with anyone, right? So I just, I just don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, But anyway, folks, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Get any final questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. I'll be going off the air in just a few minutes here. Trolls can never be better than you. You are real, they are not. Well, I appreciate that, bro, but I mean, thank you for your kind words. I don't expect that, dude. I'm sure you I don't expect that, right? But I appreciate your kind words. But the moral of the story here is, folks, start being real now. If you're going to run a channel, show your face, use your real name. You can use, TFT Rurik says, I'll be sending you an email later, Eli. Cool, man. Are you interested in getting on board the executive team of this Modern Man Resources, or are you looking to maybe do some content or so? Like, is there anything you could briefly mention here, or do you just want to send it all by email? Totally up to you, bro. But I'm open to whatever, man. I'm open to whatever. But like I said, folks, be yourself. Show your face. Use your name. You can use your phone to start off making video, but at least get a few external microphones, because even though the onboard audio has gotten decent, with the iPhone lately and with the Androids, right? Samsungs, etc. but it's still not as great as having an external microphone. Nothing is better than that, right? And in my opinion, audio is more important than video, because if people can't hear what you're saying, they're going to change the channel, right? Now, yes, you want to have good video. And for the most part in the studio, I do have a fiber line, but sometimes when you're on mobile, it all depends on your lighting. It depends on the 5G connection from the cell tower, etc., right? But do your best to get the best audio and video, and be yourself. Share your stories. Share your trials and tribulations. What I buy into are people's stories. I buy into the story. I don't care what you do. I'm not saying I don't like what you do, but I'm not going to care about what you do until I know who you are, and I'm not going to learn and get to know who you are unless you share your story. You got to suck me in and reel me in emotionally, even as a man. Nothing wrong with men being emotional at times, right? Even for you guys out there, put your guard down. Come out here and allow yourselves to be vulnerable. Share your stories and see what happens. Easy Prod, I'm looking into getting one of those wireless microphones for iPhone. You know which one I would get? If money's not an issue, Easy Prod, go with the Rode. Rode, my favorite company is Shure. For in-studio stuff, Shure microphones, yeah, there are more expensive mics, but I mean, Shure mics are expensive enough. They're in my opinion the best for studio stuff. Rode is some of the best for attaching to your cell phone. Like, I have the Rode mini shotgun microphone that I use when I'm in the studio, and I use the cell phone with Dawn, or if I'm in a hotel room, right? Or if I'm somewhere where there's multiple people, I'll use the external shotgun microphone. It's the Rode Mic Me, right? Now, this is a Logitech microphone that's $13, $13.99 I think it is now. The H111 Logitech. It's a 3.5 millimeter jack. You have to have an adapter for the iPhone or the Android. On one side, you can charge while you use the dongle. On the other side, if you have an older iPhone, like I do, an iPhone 12 Pro Max, that still uses Lightning, you get the one with a Lightning port. If you have an Android, or if you have an iPhone 15, then you could use the USB-C one with a 3.5 millimeter jack and get better audio like this. Then all you have to do is go on Amazon and get a windscreen about this size. So that way, when you're in windy situations like I was in yesterday, people will be able to hear you for the most part. Also, in addition to this being a windscreen, it's also a pop filter. It makes the sound a lot better with it on, even when it's not windy. So you always want to use this even if there's no wind if you're outside. Got 26 in the box, 3 thumbs up. Oh, you do. Oh, that's great. Thank you for the recommendation. Alex Beermaster and Eli, I've been doing this YouTube stuff for almost 5 years. I've never had any problems. I've been loving it. Yeah, you don't let the trolls... I mean, you've been trolled, I'm sure, as well, Alex the Beermaster. You just probably haven't been trolled at the level I've been trolled, right? But I know you love it, brother, and we got to get together soon. I haven't been in the Coach Eli moderator group chat on Facebook behind the scenes in a while. I got to get back in there. I used to have a pretty large group on Facebook Messenger behind the scenes, but I dissolved most of it because what happens is sometimes you have people that pretend to be your friend, and you start sending private messages in this group, right? And then if you have a falling out, or if someone's playing you all along, they take those messages that were sent privately to the group and they put them publicly on their YouTube channel. And see, the dude that Robert was, I'll just share this before I go off the air. The dude that Robert was reviewing his video about getting the secondary channel that's nameless and faceless to over 100K subs, and he's getting a silver play button. This same dude was a part of the group, my group, years ago, and he would download all of the private clips, and then when we ended up parting ways because he kept on being critical and kept on attacking me even behind the scenes. He took all that stuff, put it publicly on YouTube. So I don't do that stuff anymore. I just, it's hard to trust people. When my wife is settled and out to the hospital, says TFT Berwick, I'm planning a few road trips while doing gig work for the YouTube vids. If you come out here, dude, it'd be great to meet up with you and do some videos. That'd be fantastic. I'm totally open to it, bro. And there's another YouTuber out here that's more on TikTok now, Willis, who's a moderator here on the channel as well. He lives in San Jose. We're supposed to be getting together sometime soon, so we can make all that happen, man. That'd be great. But, yeah. We're at 85 minutes, folks. I'm going to get on out of here. Just make sure you go below in the description and subscribe to the main channel if you haven't already. Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. YouTube.com/LifeCoachEli or at LifeCoachEli. And I may be going live there later tonight. I've done a bunch of streams there lately, so if you want to catch up, that's great. Also on this channel here, a few weeks back, I did a stream on the truth of Vanessa Lau, a former 7-figure content creator that left the platform abruptly about a year ago. I got a comment on that video today from somebody saying, thank you, Eli, for sharing the truth on this. It was interesting to hear what you said. What's that? No, I'm actually recording. Yeah. Have a good one, man. Take it easy. So anyway, you see, that's the thing. I always tell people that I'm recording, because if you tell them that you're streaming, then they're gonna want to be on and stuff. But let's see. Alex the Beer Master, Eli, I believe I'm still in the moderating group. I think. Let me know if I will, bro. I'll check it out. We're connected on Facebook Messenger anyway, dude. So, yeah, so make sure you subscribe to the main channel, because I may be going live there later tonight. It might not be until after, 9 or 10 or 11 Pacific, which will be like, after midnight, after 1 or 2 a.m. Eastern. If you miss it live, if I go live, you can catch the replay in the morning. But I've been doing some late night stuff because it fits with my schedule with when Dawn needs me. And it gives us time to spend time at night while she still recovers from her broken ankle. And it allows me to get more content out. So, and I'm also, I'm also more of a night owl. I have a hard time sleeping before midnight or 1 a.m. anyway. So, might as well be productive, right? I'm an entrepreneur time. Entrepreneurs, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're leaving 23 in the box and 3 thumbs up. Please smash a thumbs up, folks. Please share this out. It was great to see you today, TFT Rurik. Thank you again for being here, AZ Prod. Thank you, Alex the Beer Master. Thank you. I believe Cynthia was here earlier. And anyone else that I missed, anyone else that watched this on the replay, or anyone else that was watching here. I'm sure some trolls were watching, because 21 people here and only 3 chatting. That means there are probably either blocked trolls or people that don't want to shell out $3 a month to support a good content creator. Well, I'm not trying to make you feel guilty, but that $3, or if you spend the $5, you'll get so much more value, and you'll help us out at the same time. It'll be probably around March or April. That's cool. Thank you for letting me know, brother. Wonderful. Great stream, brother. Thanks, AZ Prod. Thank you for being here. With that being said, folks, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.